So what we're doing here at Fullcast is really helping organize and drive enhancements to your go-to-market. So everybody typically segments their business in a different way. You'll see over here on the left-hand side of the screen, and we're focusing on the territory management for today's call. And some folks do it similar to this, where they've got different global regions, and then within those regions, they've got different segments, whether they're industry-based or company size-based, or maybe a unique way that you categorize it. With Fullcast, we want you to be able to really break that down and digest it at each level. And it all is hierarchical, rolling up to the all companies level. So as a RevOps leader, if I'm just curious, like what's happening across the board in our total addressable market, I can click at the all companies level, see the number of accounts we're working with, see the bookings potential at the global level, and see all the accounts that land in our addressable market. So all of this data is coming from Salesforce. We're a Salesforce managed package, and we're not only showing you what's in Salesforce right now, we're actually highlighting your data in a storytelling fashion up at the top. So we've got these metrics here saying, here's a story about your data using your data. So typically these are built through like formulas to tell us, here are the tier A accounts. A formula behind this might be a combination of, what are the ABMs telling us? Is this a high buying signal? Is there a certain number of employees or a certain industry that would indicate success for us? So we can get really crafty with these, everybody's look a little bit different. But the key is that you should be able to come in and see what are my different territories, my different segments. In America, for example, what's happening across the board? What about in America Enterprise? And what about within each of the 5 America Enterprise territories? And who covers these territories today? Who's actually assigned to this territory? And you can quickly start to see things like, well, we've got multiple revenue people, client-facing people assigned to Enterprise 1 here, for example. So we've got Dory as RVP overseeing this, and that's ending in 10 days, his coverage of this territory. We have an account manager, sales engineer, account executive, SDR. So really giving you one place to manage who's covering these different territories and how can we optimize these to perform at our best. And so where the AI really comes in is, again, that really manual process at the beginning of each year where you're carving territories, you're trying to decide, how do we maximize coverage, maximize efficiency in our addressable market? And not only that, Fullcast is not just a planning tool, it's an execution tool, right? And that's where the AI really comes in powerful, where you set the plan, it looks great. A month later, some data on the accounts is changing that would change what territory they should be in. Headcount is changing, you're hiring more, you're promoting people, leaders are changing. There's so much that goes on that causes you to drift from your plan. And Fullcast does an amazing job of leveraging AI to say, here's what you need to do to stay aligned to that plan. Things have changed, and you'll start to see these yellow dots emerging saying, hey, this is the proposed state we're making for you. You can compare that to the current state by looking at the current state, or you can actually just jump into the difference and see that, hey, based on the logic you've given Fullcast, our AI is telling you that these 3 accounts need to move from the Enterprise 1 territory to Enterprise 2, 5, and 3. So that's really where we want to take work off the RevOps team's plate and say, we understand your logic behind how you're carving territories and keeping things balanced and equitable across your sales team.